This is a special presentation of Alamogordo Tiger Sports on Southern New Mexico's sports leader, ESPN Alamogordo 103.7.
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Hello and welcome to Santa Fe for the final time this weekend as your Alamogordo Tigers face off against the Goddard Rockets for the second time this week in what was, I thought a good game earlier on, interesting matchup between the two sides, and most definitely, a little chippy. I mean, to describe it, it was a rowdy atmosphere in the Tiger Pit. It's definitely going to be a different case here. The crowd is going to be big tonight, but not for this game, unfortunately. We do have some Alamogordo fans that did make the trip up here, but it's not going to be quite what it was the other night when the Tigers and the Rockets faced off. That's okay, and I think it's a pretty even matchup. From what I saw the other game, Tigers really forced a lot of Goddard turnovers. Goddard, I didn't think played particularly well on Tuesday night. The Tigers did. So you kind of wonder if it may switch off a little bit, or if the Tigers can kind of get back some of their mojo that they had before yesterday's game against Capital. We'll talk about that one. It was a tough one for the Tigers, but I was encouraged by how they came out in the second half. They played harder. You could certainly argue that Capital wasn't pushing as hard as they were in the first half, just based on having a comfortable lead. But, to me, the bigger part was the Tigers just looked a little rattled. There were frustration fouls. They weren't shooting the ball well. They weren't creating turnovers like they have in most of their games this season. So they weren't in their game as well as we have been at throughout the first 4 games of the year. So an opportunity, I thought, to get back to that in the second half, and I thought they did a good job. And another chance, obviously, to finish strong. You want to try to finish in third place here at the Bobby Rodriguez tournament here in Santa Fe, and head into next week with some more momentum with games against Chaparral and Loving. Again on the road for the Tigers. They are a little bit of road warriors to start the season. They'll get a decent amount of home games coming up over the next couple weeks with the Kiwanis Invitational, and then, of course, the a couple of home games against Silver and Roswell are in there too. But we'll talk about last night's game. We'll talk about last time these two teams played, which was just on Tuesday, and do a whole lot more for you. We've got about 10 minutes until tip-off. Happy that you tuned in, whether you're with us here on 103.7 FM or you're over on the ESPN Alamogordo YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us. The Goddard Rockets and your Alamogordo Tigers, the Bobby Rodriguez Capital City Tournament third-place game is coming up for you next. Stay tuned.
If you find yourself frustrated because your internet is slow, then you need to call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company. They have the speed, the reliability, and the customer service to turn your frustration into smiles. Now, doesn't that sound like a better plan? Call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company at 585-2700 and get connected today.
Sometimes you just need a loan. Your daughter Debbie is getting married. Your son Toby needs a new tuba. Let's face it, families cost money. Things come up that you had no way of predicting. We make personal loans for occasions like this to people who have good credit. So next time you find yourself connected to the unexpected, stop in and see us about a personal loan, subject to credit approval. First National Bank, member FDIC. When you grow, we grow.
Are you looking for letter jackets? Need trophies, plaques, or awards? It's all at the Winter Circle. Personalize your student's letter jacket with stitching or embroidery. Get customized engraving on your trophies, plaques, and awards. Whether it's for your business, team sales, special events, or personal use. Have you seen our in-store remodel? Stop by and visit us today at 1201 10th Street in Alamogordo.
Come see us at the Winter Circle, Outfitters of Champions. Go Tigers!
Whether you bath in the bathtub or bath in the sink, soft water's the water your skin wants to drink. See, when you're washing in hard water, skin can dry out more. Soft Culligan water's what your skin's crying out for. A Culligan water softener helps take out the hard stuff, like calcium, magnesium, and other stuff that can make skin rough. Because your skin is important, whether you're a baby or bald. That's why we say get a Culligan water softener installed.
Softener starting at $7.95 plus tax, installed on pre-plumbed homes. Shaw Quality Water Culligan. Call 437-6500.
OFCU is bringing you 7 lucky days of Christmas. Starting December 7th, for 7 days, rates as low as 7% APR. Need some extra Christmas cash or simply consolidate debt? Come in and win with OFCU's Lucky Rates. Consolidation valid for non-OFCU loans only and will be closed in. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates are based on creditworthiness. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. OFCU, 1-800-376-9000.
Welcome back to Santa Fe. You're listening to ESPN Alamogordo 103.7, getting ready for the third-place game on the boys' side, the final game before the 2 championship matchups. It'll be Espanola Valley and Cleveland facing off in the girls' title, and this place is going to be rocking for the boys' championship, Capital and Santa Fe. It's 2 of the best teams in Class 5A. They're going to, I'm sure, it doesn't matter when they play in the regular season. It's the same thing, or I should say in the district season. This is the regular season, but they'll get a chance to play 3 times this year. And I don't know, Santa Fe might actually be playing at the Capital City, or the Capital High School tournament, which is next week. I think they probably both end up doing that. Anyway, Tigers just did their dive drill and are heading back to the locker room. The Rockets continue their warm-up. The Tigers yesterday just had a bad first half, 37-11. They fell behind. Couple of things. Too many turnovers for the Tigers. They had a lot of problems with the 1-2-2 press. And it wasn't even that. Once the Tigers would get into the half court, it was just lazy passes. I mean, you got to zip them in there, and Capital was stepping into the passing lanes, and the Tigers just weren't adapting to that nearly well enough to give themselves an opportunity. On top of that, Capital shot lights out, especially TJ Sanchez, who finished with 32 points in that game last night. So I think those 2 things, combination that, Capital shot the ball really well, and the Tigers had easily their worst half of basketball all season long. Next, in the second half, the Tigers played considerably better. Capital didn't shoot the ball nearly as well. Can certainly argue that they backed off a little bit too, but, better from Alamogordo. Still wasn't great. I think they started off the half with another bad turnover, and then Capital comes to the other side, knocks down 3, and it's just, you're thinking, uh-oh. But the Tigers got the lead all the way down to 14. I think Capital had it over 30 at one point. So that's good things to see from the Tigers. Certainly not what you want, and I talked about, how the Tigers would handle adversity when they really haven't seen a whole lot this season. And yesterday wasn't good, but that's why you play these games in the non-district season. You learn about yourself, you build off of it, you use it as a teaching moment. The Coach Voigt and Coach Bowman and Coach Rodriguez were all saying finding something out of last night to build for in the future, and that's what you've got to do. I mean, you lose a game like that, you just have to turn around, and the nice thing for them is they have a game the next day. That's one of the positive things about these tournaments. So the Tigers have come back on the floor. They're going to be wearing the road black, gold numerals. Goddard's going to be in their home whites with the navy blue and light blue on the numerals and letters. Rockets warming up to our left, and the Tigers warming up to our right. And when these 2 teams played in the Tiger Pit just on Tuesday, Tiger defense, I thought, was the big thing. They really did a wonderful job of pressuring and forcing turnovers. And I know Goddard was frustrated with, I don't know if it was the officiating, but just they didn't feel like they were getting the calls that they should have. And the players and the coaches were getting a little frustrated with it all. It was definitely a little bit more of a wide-open game. They tightened down the foul calls in the second half a little bit. But the Tigers were the better team on Tuesday. That's as simple as. And, I talked about the Tigers feeling a little bit rattled against Capital. It looked like Goddard was a little bit rattled against Alamogordo. It was their first game of the season. So kind of interesting to see Goddard now. They've played 3 games now. They've already seen the Tigers. Vice versa, same thing for Alamogordo. They've seen Goddard. How do the teams handle that? That they have a little bit of an idea of what to expect from each other. That second matchup of the year. Usually you only get that in districts, and we get it here. So that's kind of an interesting point to watch out for throughout this game. Is there any change in strategy, or are both teams going to try to know what they know to do best? And on the Goddard side, Noah Reese is their main guy. He's an excellent player as a sophomore. He's only going to go up in terms of talent and skill level. Ryan Terry, their big guy at 6'5", and he did cause problems for the Tigers with his height. Goddard really out-rebounded Alamogordo on Tuesday. We saw that a bit in the game against Capital as well. Tigers weren't giving up size, but they definitely were giving up way too many offensive rebounds. And Brandon Montanez as well is an excellent ball handler and just a solid overall player for the Goddard Rockets. So he's somebody to watch out for in this matchup as well. All right, we're going to take one more break, and then we'll be ready for tip-off. Your Alamogordo Tigers taking on the Goddard Rockets, third-place game of the Bobby Rodriguez Capital City Tournament. You're listening to ESPN Alamogordo 103.7.
Vision Ford Lincoln is proud to be a supporter of the Alamogordo Tigers. From the classroom to the playing field, we're behind the youth of our community. Check out our amazing deals right now on the Ford F-150, America's best-selling truck for over 40 years. Or take a test drive in a brand-new Ford Mustang. Stop in today and let our friendly sales team help find the right vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Vision Ford Lincoln, 1500 South White Sands Boulevard. Yes, we can. And go Tigers!
Slow internet again? Signal constantly dropping? Don't take it out on your computer. Instead, call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company for internet stress relief. They have the speed and the reliability to make your internet dreams come true. If you want fast, they have faster. If you want service you can rely on, they are the most reliable. And customer service? It's all about you. Call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company to get connected. 585-2700.
When someone thinks they have a better idea, like a new way to make it or a new place to take it, they start their own business. Every small business has not-so-small ambitions. We can help you with about every financial service you'll need, like e-statements to save your filing space, mobile banking from your smartphone, lines of credit for expansion, and online account access. To us, there's nothing small about small business. First National Bank, member FDIC. When you grow, we grow.
When you think of all the things water wets, how clean your water is as important as it gets. A Culligan water system can help filter stuff out. So cleaner Culligan water is what comes out the spout. Into the pots you boil peas in, the teacup you're teasing, the lemonade you homemade when it's homemade lemonade season, the soup you serve guests, the bowls for your pets, and all the other wonderful things water wets. You could give your people Culligan water.
Softener starting at $7.95 plus tax installed on pre-plumbed homes. Shaw Quality Water Culligan. Call 437-6500.
You're listening to ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. And welcome back to Santa Fe High School and the Tigers starting lineup just announced. The Goddard Rockets starting lineup just announced as well. And both teams are on the floor. The Tigers going with Brett George getting his thing. They're putting his size in there, I'm sure, against Ryan Terry. The rest of the starting lineup pretty much the same. Yvonne Bernal, Davion Smith, Adrian Herrera, and Harlan Gilbert. In the center circle, Noah Reese is going to take the tip. Brandon Montanez out there. The tip is controlled. Well, it's into the Rockets' backcourt, and it is controlled by the Rockets. Hicks will give it off to Montanez, who will bring it in the front court, and we're underway. Tigers clapping defense from the bench. Over to the right corner is Hicks. Hicks will ball fake a couple times, then to Terry. Terry directing traffic, tries to go inside. Ball tipped high in the air, and Herrera comes away with it. Herrera pushing up the floor. Herrera drives, gets to the bucket, can't get the layup to fall, and the rebound is pulled in by Goddard and Hicks. Hicks will walk it in the front court. Another starter is Damian Aragon for the Rockets. Top of the key, Reese. Ball fakes, drives right to the lane. Fell to the ground, but was able to pass it away. Here's Jared Hicks in the lane. Jump stop and traveled. Now a couple of turnovers for the Rockets. The Tigers with a missed shot. 7:11 to go in the first, and no score. Bernal to inbounds. And Hicks playing tight defense on Harlan Gilbert. I guess they don't want Harlan to handle the basketball. And right wing, they give it to George. Give it off to Smith. Smith had a little trouble handling it, but he settled down and found the lane and drove, and Davion Smith gets the Tigers on the board. 2-0, 6:52 to go in the first quarter. Rockets almost lose as they come into the front court. Montanez, though, gathered it in, and then Adrian Herrera knocked it away from him. 2-on-2, now 2-on-3. Herrera going to slow it up, send it cross court to Bernal. He's going to get a wide open look at three. He's going to rattle it home. Yvonne Bernal knocks down a three, and a good start to for the Tigers as they lead 5-0 with 6:31 to go in the first quarter. Coming up the floor, that is Terry. Terry drives to the top of the key, and we've traveled with it. They're going to call a tie-up, and the possession arrow will give it to the Tigers. So works out either way. It's Alamogordo basketball. Really good start defensively for Alamogordo. Goddard has yet to put up a shot. Inbounds from Bernal goes to Gilbert, and Harlan clears out. And just going one-on-one here against Hicks, comes across the timeline, gets a screen from Bernal. Over to Yvonne. Yvonne dribbles to the right wing, stops, sends it over to the left wing to Gilbert. Gilbert ball fakes, works his way into the lane, goes up with a floater. It's just off. Rebound is grabbed by Gilbert. Gilbert able to get the lay-in to go, and Harlan Gilbert has made it a 7-0 run for the Tigers with 5:56 to go in the first. Good start for the Tigers. Goddard just needs to get a shot off here. Montanez into the front court, gets a screen from Reese, and then goes up with a shot inside of the right wing. It's no good. Rebound, though, tipped away from him, and him and Herrera stumble to the floor together. Driving is Davion Smith, and he'll go down to the floor. And I don't know if Davion was happy with the contact, or if he was just bumped up, one of the two, but he was up on his feet quickly. As I said, there was a little bit of, I thought, kind of chippiness in the last game, and you wonder if that'll carry over at all. But I think it was a very physical game, the last one, and it's bound to happen. Davion missed his back rim on the free throw, though. There was nothing wrong with the foul by Reese. It went up and went after the basketball. It was a little, Davion spilled to the floor, but there was nothing wrong with it. And he misses on both free throws, and the rebound is pulled in by Aragon. Now missed opportunity for the Tigers, but they still lead 7-0. 5:30 to go in the first. Montanez gets a screen from Terry, gets to the free throw line, then stops, gives it off to the left corner. Reese ball fakes, puts up a tough shot from the left wing three spot. It's no good. He was off. Tigers coming the other way. Do have numbers here, 3-2. Good pass from Adrian Herrera. As coming on late was Davion Smith. Davion's got 4 here in the early going. The Tigers lead 9-0. I'm surprised we haven't seen a timeout from Goddard. Bernal, stepped in, and Montanez spilled to the floor. Bernal all the way to the basket, lays it up and in. It's 11-0 run now, and Goddard takes the inbounds. Again, very surprised that we haven't seen a timeout. Montanez works his way to the front court, and it'll be a foul coming up on Adrian Herrera, and Herrera asking for a sub, and he'll get it as Gabriel Marquez will come in. So Herrera a little worn out with the defense he's been playing on Montanez. He's been playing good defense. He's forced turnovers and a couple of bad shots. And then we've got a hold, I think maybe on Brett George before we even got started there. And we'll see Scott Mullen come in, and it'll be for Davion Smith. We'll see Grayson Kaler. And it will be for George. And they'll put Grayson on Terry. A couple of quick fouls there on the Tigers. Left corner three is on the way. That's no good. Rebound is battled for, and Terry gets to it and puts up the shot and in. So the Rockets get on the board. It's 11-2 now with 7:34 to go in the first quarter. Working screen is Gilbert. Dribbles to the right wing, crosses over, then lost a handle on it. It's going to go out of bounds. Last off of the Rockets as Hicks was able to get it away from Gilbert, but couldn't track it down before it went out of bounds at the near sideline. Inbounds goes to Bernal, and Bernal will handle in the front court for the Tigers. 4:22 remaining. The Tigers lead by 9. Kaler at the right wing holds on to it. Almost a bad pass there, but Mullen gets it over to the corner. Kaler, he's going to take the three this time, and he's going to hit it. Grayson Kaler. Likes him a little more confidence taking those shots. Sometimes he hesitates or he likes to drive, but he can shoot the three well. Tigers leading 14-2. Here's Montanez in the lane, and Gabriel Marquez going to get called for the foul. And looked over at Coach Voigt. Coach Voigt with his hands straight in the air. That's what he needed to do in that spot. Just kind of reached in to try and get the block. And Montanez makes the first. 13th foul there on the Tigers, the first on Marquez. And he makes both. 14-4, Alamogordo in front. We crossed the halfway point of the first quarter. And across the timeline with it comes Gilbert. Pestered by Terry, but drives all the way in the lane, kicks it out. Marquez gets an open look at three. It's no good. And got the defense to collapse. The rebound went over the top of the backboard off the stanchion. And so it'll be Goddard basketball. Mr. Montanez, he's pestered a little bit. Tigers turning up the pressure in the backcourt a bit, but they're going to be able to get over the top on this to Hicks, and Hicks hesitates, got his man to go by him, and able to hit the runner and cuts it to an 8-point game. Coming across midcourt with it is Bernal. Gives it to Gilbert. Gilbert to the top of the key, getting a screen. Bernal trying to penetrate in the lane, had the ball knocked away by Hicks. Tracks it down, though. The right wing, he gets left alone, fires a three, and he hits it. A second three there from Yvonne Bernal. Not really his game. He's definitely more of a banger on the inside and driving the lane, but he's done well so far in this game. Ball is tipped out of bounds, and they're just off of the Tigers. Gabriel Marquez got a hand on it, but didn't allow the Rockets to get an open look. But so far, so good for the Tigers, up by 11 with 2:57 to go in the first. Inbounds goes out top. It's Reese. Reese looking to drive on Mullen, gets double teamed, then works it out to Hicks right wing. Back inside to Reese. Reese spin move into the lane, goes up with the shot. Mullen's going to get called for the foul. Came down with the hand or the arm. And it'll put Noah Reese the line for 2 free throws. This is another part of it that the Rockets struggled with the other night, as they did not shoot particularly well from the charity stripe. So if they get that going a little bit better for themselves. And Reese hits it, and the Rockets are 3 of 3 at the line. First quarter. A couple of subs for the Rockets. We'll see Taylor Ramage in. And looks like Austin Ramey comes in for the first time. Back rim no good. Rebound tipped away from Reese and to Bernal. Bernal pushing up the floor of the near sideline, curls around, gives it off to Gilbert. Gilbert trying to work his way to the basket. He does. And got a little bit too far underneath the rim and sort of stuffed it on the underside and the heel. And a rebound grab by the Rockets is a really bad pass there from Montanez. Montanez was he was talking about his player cutting inside. He threw it into the fourth row. I get maybe you wanted your teammate to do something different there, but I don't think it had anything to do with the turnover. 2:22 to go in the first. I guess maybe he double clutched on it, and that's what he was talking about, because he thought his player should have been in a different spot. Tigers working a weave on the outside. Bernal has the basketball top of the key, stops the elbow, gives it off to Clavon Spencer, just checked in. Clavon misses on the three. Mullen, tip-in attempt, no good. Terry grabs the rebound this time with Kaler hanging with him. He'll pass it to Ramey, and Ramey will bring it in the front court for the Rockets. Ramey working on Spencer. Good defense from Clavon. Now he'll hand it off to Montanez. Montanez gets a screen out top, and he'll take a long two, and he'll hit it. Sweet-looking jump shot there from Brandon Montanez as he makes it an 8-point game. Tigers use a bucket here. Gone a little while without putting one in. Leads down to 8. Bernal kicks it out to the corner. Marquez, quick fire three. That's too long, but it'll allow Kaler to get it. Kaler will step back, put up a three. That's no good. Rebound Montanez, and he'll push the other way. Montanez behind the back dribble, and Bernal is going to get called for a foul. Trying to step in and steal it away from Montanez. We'll see Brett George and Harlan Gilbert come back in. Bernal and Kaler will head out. Inbounds Ramey to Montanez. So it is Marquez and Gilbert, Spencer, George, and Mullen on the floor. And George trying to work inside with Terry. Ball comes over to the far side of the right wing. Now they go to Terry in the lane. Bounce pass over the corner. Ramey pump fakes, works baseline, then sends it back out to Ramage. Ramage now dribbles once, passes it off to Reese out between the circles. Guarded by Mullen. Reese goes out to the corner. Bounce pass inside Terry. They were looking for the backdoor cut. Terry, though, curls in the lane, goes up with the right hand, can't finish. It was halfway down, and the Tigers get the rebound. The other way with it is Gilbert. Gilbert all the way to the top of the key. Left wing. He's going to just step right into a three. That's no good. Gabriel Marquez, though, steals away the rebound, finds a cutting Harlan Gilbert. Gilbert all the way to the basket and lays it in. 19-9, the Tigers lead as we head under 30 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Montanez gets past his man, now just right of the lane, puts up a floater, gets his own miss, tips it up and in. Good hard work from Brandon Montanez. He's got 6 here in the quarter. Tigers quickly into the front court. Mullen all the way to the basket, lays it up and in. Real quick pass from Harlan Gilbert and found Mullen racing up the far sideline. And it's back out to a 10-point lead, 10 seconds left. Montanez slow dribbling, down to 7 seconds. Getting near midcourt line. He crosses to the right wing, and ball going to be knocked out of bounds by Mullen with 7/10 of a second left. Kind of surprised at how slow they got into that. Rockets will inbound far sideline, and really should have a chance at a catch and shoot here. That'll be about it. And the Tigers are going to knock it away, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. 21 points in the first quarter for your Alamogordo Tigers. Very good for Alamo, and we'll take a break. Come back. You're listening to Tigers basketball on ESPN Alamogordo 103.3.
Fall is here and winter is creeping up on us fast. This is Brandon with Desert Sun Toyota, and the prices are falling on all new 2019s in stock. I invite you down to Desert Sun Toyota today. Take advantage of some of the biggest savings of the year, like the new 2019 Camrys with $2,500 cash back, or the new 2019 4Runners with $1,250 cash back, or payments as low as $349 a month. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, come see why Toyota is ranked #1 in retail sales in the U.S. Desert Sun Toyota's Used Car Supercenter is expanding with our new value-priced vehicle lineup, like a 2010 Buick Enclave SUV priced at only $7,400. If you're in the market for a truck, SUV, or car, Desert Sun Toyota has what you're looking for. Our staff is here with experience, knowledge, and the best customer service to make your vehicle purchase the best. Come see why Desert Sun is voted #1 auto dealer in Otero County year after year. Visit us at DesertSunToyota.com for 3333 North White Sands Boulevard.
Rockets will inbound the basketball to begin the second quarter. The Tigers lead 21-11 after 1. Right to left for the Rockets, left to right for the Tigers. Montanez fires up a long 3, off the heel of the rim, no good. Herrera back in the game, grabs the rebound. Pushes up the floor to the right wing, stops and gives it off to Gilbert. Top of the key, Mullen, left corner, fires up a 3, no good. Rebound is pulled in by the Rockets, and Gavin Archer into the game for the first time. And then a traveling violation going to be called on Damian Aragon. Caught it and took his steps before he put the basketball down. And the Tigers will get it back. 7:33 to go, second quarter, and Alamogordo in front by 10. Inbounds goes to Herrera, George, Mullen, Spencer, and Gilbert on the floor. Now between the circles, give it off to Mullen at the left wing. Finds George cutting left of the lane, gets his shot blocked though. Herrera tried to steal the rebound away from Montanez, but it goes right to Reese. Reese will bring it in the front court, dribbling to the left wing, sends it out to the corner. Now inside, give it off to Archer, giving Ryan Terry a bit of a rest are the Rockets. Ball goes back inside. Archer comes across the lane, sends it over to the right wing. 3 is no good. Rebound pulled in by the Tigers. Hicks missed on the 3. Tigers quickly up ahead and a little too adventurous with that pass. Gilbert was trying to find, I think it was Spencer, who was almost underneath the basket from midcourt. And Herrera stepped in, almost stole it away from Montanez. Montanez going to get a reach on Harlan Gilbert. Montanez right of the lane. And that's going to be, I think, already for the 16th foul on the Tigers. Just 1 foul called on Goddard. 6 on the Tigers. And that's the first on Harlan Gilbert, but he'll come out. And we'll see Yvonne Bernal come back into the game for the Tigers. Ball at the right wing. Or I should say, right of the basket baseline. Inside and curling around his man, but missing on the in-close shot was Aragon. Rebound tipped around, and Tigers come away with it. Bernal at the far sideline. He'll slow up, and the Tigers will start their offense. Bernal between the circling with it. Goes to the top of the key to Spencer. Right wing, it's Herrera. George trying to post up inside. And now at the left wing, they try to go inside to Spencer on a post-up move, but he was double-teamed. It was tipped away by the Rockets. 6:16 to go in the second. Neither team yet to find the bottom of the bucket here in this second quarter. Baseline left of the basket to inbounds for Bernal. Pass the ball, and good pass to Spencer. Spencer can't get it to go off the glass. Rebound being battled for, and it's going to go out of bounds. Bernal was able to kind of dribble it once, but it went off the baseline paint and back over to Goddard. Both teams a little cold as shooting to start the second quarter. 6:05 to go in the second. Coming across midcourt with his Herrera sticking with him. Herrera almost tipped it away from Montanez. Going up the far sideline. And then a foul going to be called on Adrian Herrera. And a 1-and-1 coming up for Brandon Montanez. Davion Smith and Gabriel Marquez come in. Adrian Herrera and Scott Mullen. And the official explaining the foul to Coach Voigt, saying that Herrera had kind of stuck out his, not really his hip, but I guess his pelvis. He had his hands up and down, but he pushed his body into Montanez. That's what led to the foul call. First free throw is good from Montanez, and second free throw, front rim, back rim in as well. He's 4 of 4 at the line, and the Rockets, I mentioned, had a poor free throw shooting night on Tuesday. Much better tonight, 5 of 6. And the Tiger lead down to 8. That's been about as close as Goddard has got it since the Tigers opened up on that 7-0 run. Coming across midcourt with it is Bernal. Goes all the way to the right wing. And they're going to call a push on the screen. Hicks was trying to fight through it and push Clavon Spencer to try to get through it. Your sideline entry goes to Bernal. Bernal, Smith, Spencer, George, and Marquez. Right wing George gives it right back out to Bernal. Most minutes we've seen Brett George play this season, and he's going to get called for a moving screen. Just got out there a little bit too late and made just slight contact with the Goddard player, but the Tigers do turn it over. That's the second on Brett. 5:30 to go in the second. Tigers leading by 8. Ryan Terry has come back in. So has Grayson Kaler and Harlan Gilbert. Now between the circles, driving Montanez, gets into the lane, stop, pull up, pop, and it's good. So it's down to a 6-point lead for the Tigers. Alamo needs a bucket. They've yet to score here in the quarter, and the Rockets have put up the first 4. And a good offensive possession here. Kaler, top of the key, ball fakes, works into the lane, goes high off the glass, shot no good. Good to change that shot. And the Rockets have a chance to, they could with a 3, make it a 1-possession game. Hicks will walk it across midcourt, give it to Montanez, the left wing. Holds it over his head, goes inside, and able to get past his defender. And to the bucket is Gavin Archer. Timeout called by Coach Voigt. Tigers took a little bit of a gamble to try and get the basketball there and allowed Archer a really easy run to the basket. 30-second timeout on the floor, 4:47 to go in the second, and it's the Tigers 21, the Rockets 17.
The Winner's Circle, your hometown shop for all local team apparel. Get hats, shirts, jackets, and more. Cheer on the Tigers, Wildcats, and all your favorite teams in style. You can also personalize your apparel with custom silkscreen or embroidery. The Winner's Circle, a family-owned business, continuing the tradition of supporting local athletics.
Come see us at the Winner's Circle, Outfitters of Champions. Go Tigers!
1201 10th Street in Alamogordo.
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Smith, Kaler, Marquez, Bernal, and Gilbert on the floor. Tigers lead is down to 4. Kaler at the right wing. Stops before driving the lane. Now gives it off to Smith. Try to pass it back. It was almost tipped away. The Tigers will reset here with Bernal between the circles. Left wing. Smith's going to fire up a 3, and he hits it. Davion Smith. He's got 7. The Tigers, a much-needed bucket, and it's a 24-17 game. Monty is all the way top of the key. Has the ball knocked away by Gilbert. Gilbert on the floor trying to find a Tiger, and eventually gets it to Marquez. They call a double foul on Gilbert and Hicks. I don't know what Alamogordo did there. That was weird. Or I don't know what Gilbert did. Harlan picked up his second on that. Inbounds goes to Bernal. And it is Scott Mullen who's come in for Gilbert, who checks out. Bernal hands it off to Marquez, who runs the top of the key. Now hands it off to Smith. Smith gives Bernal. Bernal looking to drive left of the lane. Bernal goes up with the shot. They're going to say a foul, and in the act of shooting, so 2 free throws for Yvonne Bernal. 3:56 to go in the second quarter, and the Tigers lead at 7, and trying to extend it back out to that comfortable 8-9 point margin that they've had most of the game. Couple of feet on Bernal, and he makes the free throw. This is a place where he's rock solid, probably shooting at about an 85-90% clip through the first few games of the season. First foul called on Montanez, by the way, on that last whistle. I believe we got the official coming over the table, so something that they need to talk about. Seem to be okay now. So one more free throw here for Bernal, who has 7 and misses back rim on the second. I jinxed him there, saying he's rock solid on the line. 3:52 to go in the second, and coming across midcourt with it is Montanez. Montanez dribbling to the right wing, and gives it off inside. Backing his way in is Ramage, and Ramage, a good post-up move, and lays it up and in. 3:34 remaining in the second. The Tigers' lead is down to 6, 25-19. Mullen gives to Marquez the right wing. Taylor showing in the post, but they work it around to the outside. Gives it to Marquez. Marquez drives the lane, kicks it out to Mullen, right corner 3. That's too strong, and we're going to get a push in the back on the rebound by Kaler. And it's going to put Terry on the line for 2 shots. Tigers already have the Rockets in the double bonus. Grayson picking up his first, and Terry will shoot 2 free throws. And Terry will get that one to roll in. Down to a 5-point lead for Alamo. Second one misses. Kaler grabs the rebound. Tigers push up the floor. Bernal going to stop at the right wing, gives it off to Marquez, and then right back to Bernal. 3 minutes remaining. Give it to Smith. Now here's Kaler at the left wing. Kaler continues to dribble. Now he'll hand it off to Bernal. Bernal dribbling left wing extended. Now goes between the circles. Bernal able to drive the lane, gets to the basket, lay it up and in. Gets past Damian Aragon, and Bernal now with 9. The Tigers lead back out to 7. 27-20, 2:46 to go in the second quarter. Montanez dribbling with Marquez on him. Man-to-man defense, of course, for the Tigers. I think I've seen them go into zone once this year. Top of the key with it, Ramage. Gives it off to Terry. Terry's going to fire up a 3. That's no good. Rebound is pulled in by Mullen. Mullen works into the front court. The Rockets wanted a carry on Mullen. Probably could have got a foul on Noah Reese, too. Gives it off to Kaler at the right wing. Kaler dribbles in the lane. Kaler all the way to the basket. No good. Ryan Terry grabbed the rebound and goes out of bounds last off the Tigers. 2:10 to go in the second. Sub for the Tigers. Jeremiah Vigil comes in, and it will be for Davion Smith. Montanez gets the inbounds, and he'll dribble. His team down by 7. Marquez sticking with him in the backcourt. Montanez all the way to the top of the key. Stops, had the ball knocked away from behind, deflected out of bounds. It was last off the Tigers. Looked like it deflected off of Bernal's leg as it went out. Sub for the Rockets as Austin Ramey comes in, and they'll bring out Taylor Ramage. Far sideline inbounds. Goes to Montanez in the corner, who had to save it and try to get it to Terry, and it was a tip-around drill for the basketball, and Jeremiah Vigil comes away with it and gives it to Bernal. Bernal up the floor, gives it off to Mullen. Back to Bernal at the right wing. 1:45 to go. The Tigers leading 27-20. Vigil gives it off to Kaler. Now Mullen. Bernal trying to post up inside, and they give it to him. Bernal kicks it out. Vigil going to fire up a left wing 3. That's no good. Rebound is battled for and eventually corralled by Bernal in the corner. Gives it off to Marquez. Then Vigil, left corner 3. That's no good from Mullen. Rebound grabbed by Marquez. Marquez fouled by Reese, and he'll go to the free throw line for 2. So good offensive rebounding by the Tigers, giving themselves some extra chances. And it'll be 2 free throws coming up for Gabriel Marquez. And he'll miss on the first free throw. Tigers Yeah, they actually haven't been to the line very much, but they have not shot the free throw very well, which has been something that's been exceptionally strong for them this season. They're just 1 of 5 here early in this game. And Marquez makes the second. So 2 of 6. And the Tigers' lead is 8, 28-20, 20. Way to go in the second. Montanez comes across midcourt, dribbles to the right wing, stops, sends it to the baseline in the hands of Hicks. Hicks will dribble and work his way in the lane. Stop, pass, little ball fake. This is Jeremy Hicks. Now inside, they tried to find Terry. Terry gets it, goes up with the shot, out of bounds off of Bernal as he got a hand on it. Terry went up. 1:03 to go in the second, and inbounds for Goddard. Ball was tipped by Kaler and corralled by Bernal. Bernal races quickly up ahead to Marquez. Marquez going to stop and pop a three. That's no good. Had a pretty open run of the basket there. Vigil gives it off to Bernal. Bernal ball fakes, was going to drive, and then backs out. Tigers have been shooting a lot of threes in this game, a little unusual for them. Bernal drives the lane, and they're going to call it off foul on Bernal as Montanez stepped in and drew the charge. Second on Bernal, and he'll sub out as Clavon Spencer comes in. A little bit of foul trouble for the Tigers, but I think Gilbert and Bernal both have 2. Tigers have gone a little bit deeper into their bench in this game, too. Ball in the hands of Jared Hicks, captured by Marquez. He gets it across the timeline. Marquez able to get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds. Inbounds near sideline. The Rockets are wanting some reaching fouls in the Tigers. Terry. Going to call a push on Kaler. Terry's going to shoot 2 free throws. He's 1 of 2 at the line. And he'll make the first. 33 seconds to go in the second quarter. Tigers leading 28-21. One more for Terry. Makes on both. 3 of 4 at the line for him. He's got 5. 30 seconds remaining, and Vigil will bring in the front court for the Tigers. Vigil, Spencer, Mullen, Kaler, and Marquez. Vigil dribbling between the circles. Almost lost it. Gives it off to the right wing to Spencer. 20 seconds to go. Kaler now dribbles. Gives it to Vigil. Vigil swings it around. 12 seconds left. Vigil getting a screen. Works his way in the lane. Goes up with the runner. No good. Gets his own miss. Goes up with it. That's no good. Tigers tipping it around inside. Unable to get it to go. Except Scott Mullen finally able to get it to go. And it's going to be a foul on the Rockets with 0.8 of a second left. So good work on the inside by the Tigers. And Scott Mullen with a chance at a 3-point play. That's good. Yeah, okay. Why? Everybody stopped. Nobody looked to inbound the ball after the shot was made, and that's going to do it with 0.8 of a second left. And the Tigers are going to lead 31-22 as Mullen finished off that 3-point play. 31-22 after 1 half. Alamogordo in front of Goddard. And we'll come back. You're listening to Tiger Basketball on ESPN Alamogordo 103.7.
OFCU is bringing you 7 lucky days of Christmas. Starting December 7th, for 7 days, rates as low as 7% APR. Need some extra Christmas cash or simply consolidate debt? Come in and win with OFCU's Lucky Rates. Consolidation valid for non-OFCU loans only and will be closed in. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates are based on creditworthiness. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. OFCU, 1-800-376-9000. Vision Ford Lincoln is proud to be a supporter of the Alamogordo Tigers. From the classroom to the playing field, we're behind the youth of our community. Check out our amazing deals right now on the Ford F-150, America's best-selling truck for over 40 years. Or take a test drive in a brand new Ford Mustang. Stop in today and let our friendly sales team help find the right vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Vision Ford Lincoln, 1500 South White Sands Boulevard. Yes, we can. And go Tigers!
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. The Tigers 31-22 have the lead at the half and are led by Yvonne Bernal and Davion Smith, who each have, actually, no, I'm sorry. Yvonne has 8, Davion has 7. 5 points for Scott Mullen, 4 points for Harlan Gilbert, and 1 for Gabriel Marquez. Meanwhile, for the Rockets, Brandon Martinez having a good game. He's got 10 points, only man in double figures tonight. Ryan Terry's got 5. 2 points for Jared Hicks and Taylor Ramage, and Gavin Archer. 1 point for Noah Reese. Kind of surprised Reese is just on 1 point. He played so well against Tigers in the first game, and tonight really hasn't been a whole lot of a factor. Hasn't been on the floor a lot, so maybe dealing with injury, sickness, something like that, but just hasn't had quite the game that we saw on Tuesday. Great open from the Tigers, forced a lot of turnovers, playing much better defense tonight. I think the big thing I'm impressed with is the offensive rebounding from Alamo. They've really created some extras for them, and they've cashed in on a few of them. But more importantly, they're doing a better job rebounding, and on the other side too, not giving a ton of offensive rebounds up on the other end. So on both ends, getting it cleaned up and doing a good job of in that. Taking a few more threes than I'm kind of used to them seeing here early, and unfortunately for Alamo, they haven't been hitting them. They've gotten some good open looks on them, but just haven't been able to put them through the cylinder. So a good first half, but I'm sure the Tigers feel like they could have had a little bit better, and we'll see what they can do in the second half. For Goddard, it wasn't a great first half, but you can definitely see that if they get some things going on the offensive end, they just had way too many turnovers in that first half, so they've got to get that cleaned up if they want a chance to get back into this. But they got it all the way down to a 4-point game after the Tigers, I believe it opened it up to 11 or 12, I think was the biggest lead that they had in this game. It wasn't huge, but the Tigers were threatening to kind of run away with it. They opened up on an 11-2 run, but after that, Rockets kind of shrunk that lead and kept it pretty reasonable. And 9 points is nothing heading to the second half on their end, which is the way the Tigers should be thinking of it. They shouldn't be comfortable at all with the lead that they're sitting with at the moment. So we're at halftime, 31-22, Alamogordo leading Goddard. We'll take a break. We'll let you know what's going on with some of our other area teams. We've already got 2 games that have finished. And Alamogordo girls still playing tonight. Tularosa girls should be playing right now, maybe finishing up here sometime soon. And then Mescalero Apache girls are playing for the Lady Lion Classic Championship against a good carry squad tonight. So we'll take a break and come back. You're listening to Tiger Basketball on ESPN Alamogordo 103.7.
Tularosa Basin Telephone Company is famous for keeping you connected. They promise to deliver fast speeds, provide a reliable network, and do it all with a smile. Their customer service team is on top of every call with the answers you need. In fact, they believe their customers are the most important part of their business. Give Tularosa Basin Telephone Company a call at 585-2700 for the internet experience you've been waiting for.
If you and your family are looking for a new home, you don't have to look far for a home mortgage. As a community bank, we not only have great rates, we offer you friendly financial service right here in the neighborhood. There are a lot of options in real estate lending. We're here to see that you get a loan you can live with. Talk to us about your home mortgage. We're an equal housing lender. First National Bank, member FDIC. When you grow, we grow.
Are you looking for letter jackets? Need trophies, plaques, or awards? It's all at the Winter Circle. Personalize your student's letter jacket with stitching or embroidery. Get customized engraving on your trophies, plaques, and awards. Whether it's for your business, team sales, special events, or personal use. Have you seen our in-store remodel? Stop by and visit us today at 1201 10th Street in Alamogordo.
Come see us at the Winter Circle, Outfitters of Champions. Go Tigers!
Whether you bath in the bathtub or bath in the sink, soft water's the water your skin wants to drink. See, when you're washing in hard water, skin can dry out more. Soft Culligan water's what your skin's crying out for. A Culligan water softener helps take out the hard stuff, like calcium, magnesium, and other stuff that can make skin rough. Because your skin is important. Whether you're a baby or bald, that's why we say get a Culligan water softener installed.
Softener starting at $7.95 plus tax installed on pre-plumbed homes. Shaw Quality Water Culligan. Call 437-6500.
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. It's halftime here at the Bobby Rodriguez Capital City Tournament. Third place game. Your Alamogordo Tigers taking on the Goddard Rockets. And leading by 91-22 is your score. A couple things to mention. Alamogordo girls, they did lose to Gallup last night, 66-33. They're playing the third-place game at 6 p.m. against Sahachi out at the John Lamazny tournament in Gallup. The Tularosa girls playing right. They lost to Tucumcari 61-57 last night and get Santa Rosa, the host team, tonight. Also that tournament is Mescalero Apache. They rolled past Santa Rosa, beat them by 40, and will face off against Tucumcari. That's going to be a good matchup tonight between those two. Tucumcari, I believe, is number 5 on the most recent coaches poll. And Comcroft boys lost to Chaparral 60-40 today. Will host the Mountaintop tournament coming up on Thursday. The Tularosa, as I mentioned, had lost to Robertson today and finished in 6th place of the Brian Gallegos tournament in West Las Vegas. And they're going to host Loving on Thursday in the first game of the Johnny May Classic. So busy weekend to say the least with all of our area teams. Cloudcroft girls are going to begin their season next week. They play Tularosa. And Mescalero boys begin their season next week as well. So I was thinking there's somebody else that hasn't played yet. Couldn't think of who it was, but yeah, the Mescalero Apache boys, I think, play on Monday to begin their season. But that's where we are as we're in the first week or so of the 2019-20 season. Tigers trying to get to 4-1. We've got the lead right now, 31-22, and are back out on the floor as they warm up for the second half. Goddard is back out as well. We'll fit in one more quick break and come back and get you back to more action here. Second half coming up on ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Don't you go anywhere.
OFCU is bringing you 7 lucky days of Christmas. Starting December 7th, for 7 days, rates as low as 7% APR. Need some extra Christmas cash or simply consolidate debt? Come in and win with OFCU's Lucky Rates. Consolidation valid for non-OFCU loans only and will be closed in. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates are based on creditworthiness. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. OFCU 1-800-376-9000. Vision Ford Lincoln is proud to be a supporter of the Alamogordo Tigers. From the classroom to the playing field, we're behind the youth of our community. Check out our amazing deals right now on the Ford F-150, America's best-selling truck for over 40 years. Or take a test drive in a brand new Ford Mustang. Stop in today and let our friendly sales team help find the right vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Vision Ford Lincoln, 1500 South White Sands Boulevard. Yes, we can. And go Tigers!
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Welcome back as we are just about ready to start the second half. The buzzer sounds. Tigers starting with Adrian Herrera, Harlan Gilbert, Davion Smith, Yvonne Nall, and Brett George. The Rockets will go with Jared Hicks, Aragon, Noah Reese, Ryan Terry, and Jeremy Hicks. Tigers will have it. They go right to left here in the second half. Inbounds goes to Gilbert, and Harlan will walk it across the timeline for the Tigers. 31-22, Alamogordo leads as we begin the third quarter. Ball goes to the right wing to Herrera. Herrera gives it off to George. George had a little bit of trouble with it, was able to reel it in and pass it. Herrera works in the lane, and we've got a jump ball, and that'll give it to the Rockets. The Tigers, of course, inbounded to begin the half. Now, Adrian was trying to penetrate in the lane, but there was really no room to do so. Bernal got a hand on the inbound, but it ends up in the hands of Hicks. Hicks will give it to Aragon. Now, Jeremy Hicks. This is Jared Hicks coming to the middle of the floor. And here's Aragon. Aragon loses the handle. It down and eventually comes to Harlan Gilbert. Gilbert pushing up the far sideline. Harlan racing in the lane. Boy, he got bumped as he was rushing by Jared Hicks. And I believe that's going to be the foul. I don't know if they're going to give it in the act of shooting, though. They will. So Harlan gets 2 free throws here. And the foul is the third one on Jared Hicks. Gilbert rattles out the first. And a very uncharacteristic poor free throw shooting evening for the Tigers. And the first free throw, or second free throw, is good for Harlan. He's got 5, 1 of 2 at the stripe. Tigers turning up a little bit of pressure in the backcourt here. Ball comes to the midcourt line. Ryan Terry now has it. Terry trying to drive, and we got a blocking foul called on Adrian Herrera. And that is 3, I think, on Adrian. 3 or 4. And it's 3 on Adrian as Terry tried to drive to the basket. And Adrian obviously didn't get set, or maybe kind of pushed that hip out to try to draw the charge. And Terry will knock home the first. He's 4 of 5 at the line, 6 points for him. 32-23 now with 7:16 to go in the third, and Herrera will have to come out after picking up his 3rd foul. Second free throw for Terry. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound, good tip by Bernal to Marquez. Reese had gotten good positioning, but it's good basketball sense. We see a lot from Yvonne Bernal. Bernal sets a screen out top, driving the lane, and stopping is Gilbert. Sends it out top to Bernal, and the Tigers will reset here. Right wing, give it to Smith. Smith with the runner in the lane, just rattles out. It's a good shot from Davion, just didn't fall home for him. Montanez comes across midcourt, sends it over to Terry in the left corner, and now Reese going to fire up a three from the left wing, and he hits it. I haven't seen a whole lot of Noah Reese, and definitely can tell his ability to shoot the basketball. And he makes it a 6-point game, 32-26. Tigers with a couple of empty possessions. They've got some decent look. They got one decent look from Smith. The left wing gives it off to Marquez, left corner. Between the circles, it's Gilbert. Now Bernal, right wing. Ball fakes. Looks to drive the lane. He does, all the way to the basket and lays it up and in. Yvonne Bernal, and then now into double figures with 10. And the Tigers lead is back out to 8. And then a turnover coming up the floor for the Rockets. Marquez, Bernal. Here's Gilbert, top of the key. Gilbert pull up left the lane. Glass, no good. Rebound. George battling for it with Montes. Going to go out of bounds. Last off of Brett George. Scott Mullen comes in. Davion Smith will head to the bench for the Tigers. So one freshman replaces another. Ryan Terry going to come out. And he'll be subbed with Taylor Ramage. Montanez walking up the far sideline. On 4:26, Alamogordo in front. Gilbert pestering him. Montanez gets him to run by. Now he's going to pull up on a 3, and there's going to be an illegal screen out top, I think, on Ramage. And it is. So an illegal pick called on Taylor Ramage, and it'll be inbounds for the Tigers. Inbounds to Marquez, then to Bernal. And Bernal will dribble out between the circles for the Tigers. Mullen bounce pass to Marquez. And then we've got a hold, I think, coming up on Jeremy Hicks, as he's been shadowing Harlan Gilbert the entire game, making it difficult for the Tigers. Ball to him. I think the Goddard bench knows that the offense runs well through Harlan. Gets a screen from Bernal, top of the key with it. It's Yvonne. He dribbles to the right wing, trying to get it inside. Gives it to George, the free throw line. Then to Gilbert, the left wing. Bernal takes the top of the key. Bernal takes a drive, stops the free throw line, backpedals out. George give it to Mullen in the right corner. Mullen is defended well in the corner and turns it over as he tried to pass it to Gilbert and stolen away by Jeremy Hicks. Here's Montanez driving, kicks it out to the corner. Ramage gets an open look at 3. It's no good. Rebound tipped and saved by Reese, but it'll go to Ramage. What a great job by the Rockets to keep that in play. Shot in close by Aragon's no good. Ball tipped out of bounds, last off the Rockets. After a pile of scrambles of play, it eventually ends up in the hands of the Tigers. 4:52 to go in the third. It's 34-26 Alamo in front. Brett George comes out. Grayson Kaler back in. So Kaler, Marquez, Bernal, Gilbert, and Mullen. Across the midcourt line, Bernal handles. Gives it off to Marquez, top of the key. Marquez kicks it out Bernal. Ball fakes the left wing. Now looks to penetrate. Backs it out. Gives it off to Gilbert, right wing. Harlan, bounce pass inside to Kaler. Kaler trying to post up. Kaler up the left hand. Good little baby hook there from Grayson Kaler. He's got 5. And the Tigers lead goes back to double figures. 10 points. It's 36-26 with 4:20 to go in the third. Montanez into the front court. Had it knocked away from behind. Court taken by Marquez. Then back to Harlan. Harlan drives all the way to the basket. Shot's good and one. Now Noah Reese was running right alongside. And that's going to be the 4th on Reese, and that's why we haven't seen a whole lot of him. I had missed that he had been in some foul trouble. I think the same thing happened the other night, too. (38-26), and Harlan to the line to try to wrap up a three-point play. He's 1 of 2 at the line. And misses front rim. Rebound grabbed by Reese. And up the other way with it come the Rockets. Montanez across midcourt. Gives it to Reese the right. Reese. A couple of ball fakes and then passes back to Montanez. Reese setting a screen out top. Montanez trying to kind of work around it. Passes it away to Hicks. Hicks dribbles between the circles, then gives it back to Montanez. He dribbles now with Gilbert on him. Mullen picking up Montanez as he came off the screen. A lot of contact on Montanez, and then finally a foul as Montanez gets tripped to the floor. It'll be the second team foul on the Tigers, and Harlan, I believe, picking up his third. Sub for the Tigers. Wait a minute, they called that on Bernal? They called that on the wrong person. Or the score table got it incorrect. The shot is up, no good, no good. Reese. Foul going to be called on Scott Mullen here. Reese is going to go to the line for 2 free throws. I thought that Gilbert got a call for that. I guess they're going to stick with that with Bernal. Reese is going to make the first free throw. .341 to go in the third. Second free throw up from Reese, no good. And the rebound pulled in by the Rockets, and a good pass on Hicks to Reese. And the Rockets have cut it down to a 38-29 difference. Ball in the right corner with it is Kaler. Kaler dribbles once and then tried to pass it to Marquez, but stealing it away was Jeremy Hicks. Tigers getting a little loose with the basketball. Terry bounce pass. The jump shot on the way from Aragon is no good. Kaler grabs the rebound and then had it taken away from him by Hicks. Hicks will give it to Reese. Reese pull-up dump shot is good. 38-31 now. Tigers, again, just too loose with the basketball, and a timeout going to be called by Coach Voigt. 38-31 now. Full timeout called by the Tigers. So full timeout on the floor, and the Rockets have cut it down to a 7-point game. We'll come right back.
If you find yourself frustrated because your internet is slow, then you need to call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company. They have the speed, the reliability, and the customer service to turn your frustration into smiles. Now, doesn't that sound like a better plan? Call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company at 585-2700 and get connected today.
When someone thinks they have a better idea, like a new way to make it or a new place to take it, they start their own business. Every small business has not-so-small ambitions. We can help you with about every financial service you'll need, like e-statements to save your filing space, mobile banking from your smartphone, lines of credit for expansion, and online account access. To us, there's nothing small about small business. First National Bank, member FDIC. When you grow, we grow.
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Harlan Gilbert gets the inbounds trying to on Spencer. Marquez and Munn and Kaler on the floor for the Tigers. As the bounce pass will go off between the circles to Kaler. Tigers could use a good possession here. Bounce pass to Marquez. Marquez drives. The ball is blocked out of bounds by Terry as he went up with the layup. Tigers will keep it and down it baseline right of the basket. 2:52 to go in the third. It's the Tigers 38, the Rockets 31. Kaler with the Mullen, top of the key. Inside they go to Spencer, and Spencer has it taken away. Tigers, they were forcing the turnovers in the first half. Now they're giving it over to the Rockets. It was Jared Hicks that stole it away. Marquez on him. Now Hicks will get it out to the corner. Ball fake by Reese. Reese pull-up jump shot is no good. Rebound. Terry trying to get to it. Now it's a scramble for the basketball. Reese loses it. Somehow able to get to it. Goes up with the shot. And 2 free throws for the Tigers. And we'll see who gets called for the foul. It's going to be on Harlan Gilbert. Another foul call. So they're going to say it's the 4th on Harlan? The scoreboard had it wrong. Free throw is good for Reese. So I thought that foul a little bit earlier was on it. Apparently was. I see Adrian Herrera come back in as Marquez checks out. But, boy, the big thing for the Tigers is they got to take care of the basketball. Way too many turnovers here in the second half. And the second free throw up and in. 5-point game. 10-point lead for the Tigers at the half. Marquez with it at the right, I should say, Herrera with it at the right wing. Now spin move by Mullen, gets into the lane, goes up the floater, too strong, rebounds, and a foul going to be called on Goddard on the rebound, I believe. They call the foul on Jared Hicks. 4th on Hicks, and the foul on Goddard. Montanez comes in. Baseline right inbound for Vigil. Guides Claymon Spencer, good pass, but he misses on the lay-in. Tip-in attempt from Kaler, no good, and the Tigers just missing some bunnies here. And with 2 minutes to go, Goddard can make this a one-possession game with a Bay basket. Montanez able to work his way past Herrera. There's a little bit of contact. Now gets to Terry, top of the key. Terry off a screen, stops, and then gives it back to Montanez. Montanez backing up near the midcourt line. And now gets a screen. Pull-up jump shot is no good. Rebound grab by Vigil. Vigil will push the other way. Quickly about Herrera. Herrera all the way to the basket. Herrera, they're going to call a foul before the shot goes up. The bump by Jeremy Hicks. And it'll be the 16th foul, just an inbounds play for the Tigers. Second on Jeremy Hicks. Vigil will inbound baseline right. Gives it off to Kaler, does not, turns it over. Terry with the steal. Terry pushes up ahead, and so we got to drive the basket and a block, and Mullen going to get called for the foul. And it'll be Damian Aragon. Thought going to the free throw line, but no, it'll be Mullen picking up his third. Grayson Kaler will head to the bench, and Brett George comes back in. Inbounds to the right corner and give it to Jeremy Hicks. Reese going to fire up a three. No good. Rebound is tipped out to the corner where Reese gets to it. And then Reese dribbled it on the sideline. Out of bounds over the Tigers. 1:25 to go in the third. 38-33. Alamogordo continues to lead. Kind of gotten stagnant with these two teams, and almost scored 77 against Goddard the other night. And they'll be, I think they'll get over 50, but Alamo just has not played well offensively. Turnovers and missed close shots. Mullen top of the key. Hands it off to Herrera. Herrera gives it off to Vigil. Vigil gives it off to Mullen. Corner three. Good! Big three from Scott Mullen. Had a lot this season, but crucial for the Tigers, and they push it back out to an 8-point lead. A minute to go here in the third quarter. 41-33, Montanez. Still dribbling to the top of the key. Herrera right on him. Ball goes to the corner, now inside. Terry trying to work on George. Goes up with the shot, no good. Rebound is being tipped around. Mullen able to get it and gives it off to Vigil. Vigil going to be double teamed here. Does find Mullen. Mullen trying to bring it across midcourt. Had the ball deflected. George trying to find Herrera. That pass is stolen away by Hicks. 28 seconds to go. Tigers still lead by 8. Montanez looking to drive, and boy, a lot of contact there and nothing called. And the Tigers are going to turn it over coming up the floor, and they'll give Ryan Terry an E and A. And Tigers sometimes just trying to do a little bit too much with these passes pushing up the floor. 10 seconds left. Vigil has the ball almost knocked away. Was able to get it back. Boy, I think he probably got away with a walk. Gives it off to Brett George. George inside, though, misses on a layup attempt. And the Tigers will head to the fourth quarter, 41-35 in front. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to ESPN Alamogordo.
Fall is here and winter is creeping up on us fast. This is Brandon with Desert Sun Toyota, and the prices are falling on all new 2019s in stock. I invite you down to Desert Sun Toyota today. Take advantage of some of the biggest savings of the year, like the new 2019 Camrys with $2,500 cash back, or the new 2019 4Runners with $1,250 cash back, or payments as low as $349 a month. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, come see why Toyota is ranked #1 in retail sales in the U.S. Desert Sun Toyota's Used Car Supercenter is expanding with our new value price vehicle lineup, like a 2010 Buick Enclave SUV priced at only $7,400. If you're in the market for a truck, SUV, or car, Desert Sun Toyota has what you're looking for. Our staff is here with experience, knowledge, and the best customer service to make your vehicle purchase the best. Come see why Desert Sun is voted #1 auto dealer in Otero County year after year. Visit us at DesertSunToyota.com or 3333 North White Sands Boulevard.
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. It'll be high basketball to begin the fourth quarter. And the lead down to 6, 41-35. Inbound's going to go to Gilbert and Bernal back out on the floor. George and Mullen and Herrera. Harlan's got 4, I believe. I heard the PA guy say 4. Scoreboard said 3. And the Tigers almost turn over. They do. Montanez able to gather it in. Montanez at the left wing to the top of the key. Works in the lane, goes up with a tough shot. Foul going to be called, and we'll see who this is on. It's going to be on Brett George. And Noah Reese seems to be in a fair amount of pain underneath the basket. And he is going to have to be helped up. Now, Coach Voigt is talking to his team right now. Ryan Terry standing right in the huddle. I'm not sure if Coach Voigt cares that Terry's standing there. I don't know if it's necessarily a secret. Probably something he'd yell out to his guys. Who did I see do that? De Leon from Valencia was doing that earlier today. But it's not an official huddle. I mean, I believe he can stand wherever that he wants to. Just a little bit of gamesmanship. And the shot is no good on the free throw, but it's 2 free throws for Montanez. Second free throw is good. That was the first one he'd missed, 5 of 6. Down to a 5-point lead for the Tigers, 41-36. And this hasn't been clean possessions. Tigers haven't looked like quite the same team after last night's game against Cabell. They looked good in the early part of this game, but I don't know. Not as strong as we've seen them in some of their earlier matchups. Mullen going to fire another quick 3, and he's going to hit it. Tell you what, Scott Mullen, he gets going. Watch out. He's got 11 now for the game. A couple of threes here in the second half, and hitting them in key moments. Back out to an 8-point game. Montanez dribbles to the right wing. Montanez pull up right of the lane, off balance, no good. Rebound is knocked around, eventually grabbed by Spencer. Spencer comes up the near sideline. Spencer all the way to the basket. Spencer lays it up, and coast to coast for Clavon Spencer. And the Tigers back out to a double-digit lead, 46-36, 6:51 to go in the fourth. Montanez being pestered by Bernal and Herrera, and they're going to call Bernal. So it's 4 on Yvonne Bernal. I think both him and Gilbert are sitting on 4. .650 remaining here in the fourth quarter. And it'll be Montanez to the line. This is 1-1. And he will get the first one to rattle home. One more free throw for the Rockets. And that one's good as well. Back to an 8-point game, 6:48 to go here in the fourth. The Tularosa girls cruise past Goddard to win third place in the Santa Rosa tournament. Here's Gilbert driving the lane, kicks it out Spencer. Spencer will give it to Herrera. Herrera, a little jump stop, gives it back to Spencer. Top of the key 3, front rim no good. Marquez grabs the rebound. Marquez gives it off to Herrera. Herrera hesitates, drives the lane, goes up, shot missed everything, and Montanez grabs the loose ball. Montanez pushing up the floor. Herrera spills to the floor. Montanez all the way to the basket. Shot no good. No good. Don't miss. And then two Tigers up in the air landed on Montanez. Not sure if they'll get Marquez or Mullen. They'll call it on Gabe. And it'll be 1-1. It's not in the act of shooting for Montanez. Not that it should be too much of an issue for Montanez. He's trying to catch his breath right now. 6:16 remaining in this game. And it's kind of bounced back and forth between about a 5 and a 10-point lead in this game for the Tigers. As the first free throw is good. Second one from Montanez in. And all the points in this quarter coming from the stripe. And a timeout called, I believe, by Goddard. 46-40 with 6:16 to go in the fourth quarter. A 30-second timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. We'll get you some stats. The Tigers being led by Scott Mullen, who's got 11 points. 10 points for Yvonne Bernal. 7 points for Davion Smith and Harlan Gilbert. And the Tigers, I guess it's a full timeout. Okay, everybody's sitting down. Looked around. Let's go ahead and fit in a quick break. It's 46-40. The Tigers in front, and they'll have the basketball when we come back.
When you think of all the things water wets, how clean your water is as important as it gets. A Culligan water system can help filter stuff out. So cleaner Culligan water's what comes out the spout. Into the pots you boil peas in, the teacup you're teasing, the lemonade you homemade when it's homemade lemonade season, the soup you serve guests, the bowls for your pets, and all the other wonderful things water wets. You could give your people Culligan water.
Softener starting at $7.95 plus tax installed on pre-plumbed homes. Shaw Quality Water Culligan. Call 437-6500.
46-40, the Tigers in front, 6:16 to go in quarter number 4. And Scott Mullen will inbounds. Harlan Gilbert out there with 4 fouls. Adrian Herrera, I believe, has 3. Clavon Spencer and Gabriel Marquez also out there. I think Gabe has 3. Get the basketball. And he'll walk it in the front court with about 6 minutes to go in the game. Good crossover move by Gilbert into the lane. Drives left to the basket. Real quick, aggressive move from Harlan Gilbert. And he's got 9. Just ran a simple ISO, see if he could dribble past his man, and he was able to do so. Here's Montanez, and they're going to call a foul on Gilbert. And I believe, no, it's his 4th. Okay, see, I've been confused. So Harlan now with 4. I thought that was going to be his 5th. And they'll put Montanez right back at the free throw line where he has spent pretty much all this fourth quarter now. And the Tigers want to be aggressive playing defense. The free throw misses, but the tip in by Reese is there. And it's back down to a 6-point lead for the Tigers. Herrera bring it to the right wing. Herrera almost had it tipped away from him by Aragon. Ball comes back outside Spencer. Herrera's going to fire up the top of the key. 3, he's going to hit it. Big 3 from Adrian Herrera. He's yet to find the score sheet tonight, but does right there and makes it a 9-point lead for Alamo. Some really clutch shots from the Tigers here. As Montanez drives the lane, he's going to be fouled. Let's see who gets the call here. They call it on Clavon Spencer. And Montanez just drawing contact pretty much every time he gets there, and for the most part has been hitting his free throws. He missed the front end of a 1-and-1 last time. This is 2 for 2 here. It's the 10th team foul anyway on the Tigers, so no more 1-and-1. And he hits the first. 51-43 with Jeremy Hicks coming into the game for Jared Hicks. Jared's got 4 fouls, so trying to preserve him on defense. I'm sure is what Coach Maestas is doing. And the second free throw is good from Montanez. The inbounds will work it to Gilbert, and he'll bring it across midcourt for the Tigers. 5:15 to go. Tigers up 51-44. Spencer will give it to Herrera, who ball fakes in the corner. Mullen top of the key. Mullen drives the lane, stops, gets triple, gives it off to Spencer. Spencer looking to drive baseline. Cut off nicely by Terry. Top of the key three from Mullen, no good. Rebound is pulled in by Montanez. And with 5 minutes to go in the fourth, the Tigers' lead is 7, and the Rockets have the basketball. Montanez guarded by Marquez. An entry pass into Terry, then back out to Montanez. He'll fire up a three. It's no good. Rebound is tipped and eventually to Montanez. Goes up with the runner, no good. Rebound is battled for underneath the basket, and they'll say last off of the Rockets. Tigers will have it with 4:43 to go in the game. Up by 7. And it will be the Tigers get it across the timeline. Gilbert, top of the key. Gilbert has the ball knocked away, but Mark able to get it before a diving Terry got to it. Here's Herrera getting it to Marquez. Marquez, he double clutched there, did get it inside to Spencer. Spencer underneath the basket, works it outside. Mullen, three is good! Another three from Scott Mullen. He's got 14. The Tigers' lead improves to 10. 54-44, 4:11 to go in the fourth. Montanez, guarded by Marquez, bringing it across midcourt. Goes to the corner. Inside to Reese. Reese goes up with the shot. Good defense by Mullen, but a better shot from Reese as he gets it to fall. He's had a wonderful second half after not getting much going in the first half. And the Tigers lead down to 8, 54-46 with 3:45 to go in the fourth. Teams trading buckets at this point, which is obviously in the advantage of the Tigers. And a great pass from Clavon Spencer to a cutting Gabriel Marquez, and Marquez gets the easy lay-in. Just a lapse in defense there from the Rockets as Marquez was able to get away from his man and had a wide-open run to the rim. 56-46, 3:25 to go. Montanez gets a screen from Terry. He's pestered by Marquez. Drives right of the lane, goes up with a tough shot, but it ends up on a tip on the other side, which is no good. The Tigers grab the rebound, and here's Herrera, and we've got a jump ball. And the possession arrow keeps it with Goddard. Inbounds will, or I should say checking into the game, will be Yvonne Bernal. He's got 4 fouls, so he has to be careful, but I'll put him in here with 3:13 remaining. Gilbert's out there with 4 as well. Inbounds goes to Terry. Spencer guarding him. Terry trying to work his way inside. He does, lays it in. And then sideline warning on Goddard. That's something the Tigers didn't get a break on the other night, where I think somebody reached over the sideline. Tigers got called for a technical. That was in the Goddard game, wasn't it? Here's Herrera driving the lane. Herrera is going to travel. Tried to put his head down and get into the lane, but didn't keep the ball on the floor, and the Tigers will turn it over. 2:50 on the fourth. Tigers had avoided, they really cleaned up the turnovers. Boy, for a good run there in the third and the fourth quarter, Alamo just came up with way too many empty possessions. Montanez drives the lane. Montanez, little push off on Herrera. Goes up with the shot in front of the rim, no good. Rebound tipped it out to Spencer. He'll give it off to Bernal, and then Gilbert. 2.5 minutes remaining in this game. The Tigers looking to finish up in third place here at the Bobby Rodriguez Capital City Tournament. Gilbert gets called for 5 seconds. Well, that didn't seem like that was closely guarded at all. He was with him, but there was a good body length between him. I think you got to have your hand within a body length. I don't know how that's 5 seconds there. He wasn't close enough. Let's put it this way. I don't usually see in that distance. I don't usually see the count going. 2:20 remaining in the fourth. And it'll be Montanez with the basketball. Gives it off to the right wing, and then inside. A little turnaround from Reese, high off the glass, and that's good. Reese gets it to go. And a timeout going to be called by Goddard. 2:07 to go in the fourth, and it's back down to a 6-point lead for the Tigers. And so we'll take a break as well. 56-50, 2:07 remaining in this game. You're listening to Tiger Basketball on ESPN Alamogordo.
The Winner's Circle, your hometown shop for all local team apparel. Get hats, shirts, jackets, and more. Cheer on the Tigers, Wildcats, and all your favorite teams in style. You can also personalize your apparel with custom silkscreen or embroidery. The Winner's Circle, a family-owned business, continuing the tradition of supporting local athletics.
Come see us at the Winner's Circle, Outfitters of Champions. Go Tigers!
1201 10th Street in Alamogordo. OFCU is bringing you 7 lucky days of Christmas. Starting December 7th, for 7 days, rates as low as 7% APR. Need some extra Christmas cash or simply consolidate debt? Come in and win with OFCU's Lucky Rates. Consolidation valid for non-OFCU loans only and will be closed in. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates are based on credit worthiness. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. OFCU, 1-800-376-9000.
You're listening to ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. The Tigers lead 56-50, 2:07 to go in the fourth, and looks like full court press here for the Rockets. The Tigers will inbound to Herrera. Herrera gets all the way to the left wing, slows up, gives it off to Bernal. Under 2 minutes remaining, and about a 6-point lead for the Tigers this entire game. It feels like it at least. Montanez steps in front of a pass that's deflected out of bounds, last off of the Rockets. Tigers will inbound near sideline. 1:51 remaining. Here's another one of those threes knocked down or an inside bucket. They've come up with clutch shots when they needed to. Gilbert gets the ball in the backcourt. Hicks will guard him. They're trying to clear it out here for Harlan. Harlan able to get past his man. Kicks it out to the corner to Herrera. Herrera almost Hicks. Gives it off to Bernal. Works it around to Gilbert. Gilbert, little jump stop. Boy, how is there not a foul in there? I don't know who's going to get the call. They're going to call it on Terry. They were almost bear hugging Harlan inside. And they don't say the act of shooting, which I think is the right call. And it'll be 1-1. Harlan traditionally a good free throw shooter. And he knocks down the first. 10 points for Harlan Gilbert, and the lead pushes back to 7. And Gilbert makes both. Front rim glass and in. 11 points for him. 1:30 to go. The Tigers leading 58-50. Montanez into the front court. Try not to foul here if you're the Tigers. Montanez hands it off to Reese. Reese comes off the screen. Mullen sticking with him. Going to put up a long 2 from the left elbow. Rattles out. Rebound grabbed by the Rockets. In close shot missed by Hicks. And the Tigers come away with the board. Quickly the other way with it. Here's Mullen. Gets his man to go by. A stop, hesitation move, and lays it up and in. 8 points for Scott Mullen. He leads the Tigers with 16 tonight. Under a minute to go, and it's a 10-point lead. Montanez at the free throw line. Bumped into Herrera. I think a little bit of embellishment there from Adrian. Rebound off the missed shot, though, for Montanez by Bernal. And it'll be Gilbert. Needs to hurry up and get it across the timeline here. He does. Gets past his man. Gets to the left wing. Now to Bernal. 45 seconds left. Herrera will hold it at his hip. Right wing extended. He'll now dribble. Back near midcourt with Montanez on him. Herrera gives it off to Bernal. To the right wing. Now to the right corner to Mullen. The Rockets coach, I think, is looking for a little bit more hurry up here for the Rockets. Now they want a foul. Herrera's got it. And they'll foul Herrera, and he'll shoot a 1-and-1. So Adrian Herrera to the line. Tigers got a 10-point lead with 21 seconds left. I'd say it's a comfortable spot to be in. And Goddard, kept pushing, just could never really get any closer than about 4. And Adrian misses. The clock is stopped. They buzzed. I don't know what happened there. It was 1-and-1. That was the right call. Quickly the other way, Montanez hits the shot. And Herrera unhappy. Felt like he kept his arm straight up and down. So Montanez will go to the line to try to finish up a 3-point play. 14 seconds left. So unless there's a turnover here, or the Tigers missing the front end, but that was, the guys were playing for the rebound, and then there a buzz. And the free throw good. It's a 7-point game, and it kind of forced everybody to stop there. And it'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll go ahead and keep it right here. It's kind of a weird sequence, and maybe the clock just didn't start because nobody had touched the basketball yet, but I thought somebody had. But it was just kind of a couple of sequences there where you're looking at it going, something should have happened there. Now, a good effort for the Tigers tonight. Much different game than what we saw on Tuesday. That was very up and down the floor. Kind of a lot of craziness. Both teams, weren't really settled in what they're doing. I think this has been a bit more of a half-court game, and I've been impressed with the Tigers to themselves. They've run their half-court, off-court offense well, and again, different guys stepping up to lead the Tigers tonight. And Scott Mullen's been the big guy, knocking down 3 threes and putting in 16 points for the Tigers. 14.4 seconds left. Bernal can work the baseline here. He gets it into Herrera. Herrera ball fake up ahead to Spencer. Oh, Spencer's going to overthrow it. Tried to get it to Scott Mullen and just airmailed it into the first row. Nine seconds left. Again, I don't think too much to worry about here for the Tigers at this point, but I would say the big thing here for Alamogordo is don't foul. Play tough defense, but don't put the Rockets at the free throw line. Inbounds goes to Montanez. Montanez, cross midcourt. Again, give some room there. Montanez going to fire a three. It's no good. Air ball into the baseline, and 1.4 seconds left, and that will be all she wrote there. As Spencer comes into the game, and with 1.4 seconds, pretty much just an inbounds play for the Tigers. Goes to Bernal, and they're going to foul him with 0.2 of a second left. Well, didn't really need to. I know you're playing to the buzzer, but one of those that I think you can okay agree with a 7-point game with 1.4 seconds left that the game's probably over. But Bernal's got the chance to put in a couple more here at the end of the game. Pad the stat sheet a little bit, nothing wrong with that. Tigers are going to get third place here in the tournament. An improvement from last year. I know probably not happy with yesterday, but still, you come up here and win 2 games. Last year, you won 1 game. And that being the 7th place game. It's a little bit nicer when you're winning third place. And get to go home with a trophy, too. Front rim, no good. And the rebound grab by the Rockets. They'll put up a long shot. It's no good. And that'll do it. 61-53. The Tigers are winners here tonight against the Goddard Rockets. They'll win the third place. And with a trophy tonight. Pretty good deal there for the Alamogordo Tiger boys basketball team. And we'll also get an all-tournament person selected as well. So we'll try and run down there and get a pick of the trophy. While I do that, we'll take a quick break and come back. Again, your final score, the Tigers 61, the Rockets 53. They win third place.
Vision Ford Lincoln is proud to be a supporter of the Alamogordo Tigers. From the classroom to the playing field, we're behind the youth of our community. Check out our amazing deals right now on the Ford F-150, America's best-selling truck for over 40 years. Or take a test drive in a brand new Ford Mustang. Stop in today and let our friendly sales team help find the right vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Vision Ford Lincoln, 1500 South White Sands Boulevard. Yes, we can. And go Tigers!
Slow internet again? Signal constantly dropping? Don't take it out on your computer. Instead, call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company for internet stress relief. They have the speed and the reliability to make your internet dreams come true. If you want fast, they have faster. If you want service you can rely on, they are the most reliable. And customer service? It's all about you. Call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company to get connected. 585-2700.
Now you have a choice when it comes to keeping massive files of your bank statements every month. With an online e-statement, you'll have an accurate, easy-to-read electronic statement you can access anywhere, anytime. Get more control over your cash flow. And no more giant filing cabinets. Our e-statements get an A+. First National Bank, member FDIC. When you grow, we grow.
Are you looking for letter jackets? Need trophies, plaques, or awards? It's all at the Winner's Circle. Personalize your student's letter jacket with stitching or embroidery. Get customized engraving on your trophies, plaques, and awards. Whether it's for your business, team sales, special events, or personal use. Have you seen our in-store remodel? Stop by and visit us today at 1201 10th Street in Alamogordo.
Come see us at the Winner's Circle, Outfitters of Champions. Go Tigers!
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Well, I thought I was going to get a picture with the guys, the trophy, but unfortunately the PA person forgot to give it to him, and the team already gone to the locker room, and I think Coach Rodriguez actually accepted it. So check the AHS Tiger Boys basketball Facebook page. They usually, I'm sure, will have that on there. And I'm sure the guys are celebrating with the trophy in the locker room. But a win for the Tigers. Again, a final score of 61-53 as they defeat the Goddard Rockets for the second time this much closer game and much different game. But the Tigers hit big shots when they needed to. That was the big thing. The Rockets would make little runs, and the Tigers would hit a three or get an easy run to the basket, and that was, that's what you need. It was unfortunately what the Tigers needed yesterday. Didn't get it. So, or when the Capital was going on a run, the Tigers needed that bucket, and so nice way to turn around. I thought they had a better second half yesterday. They had a better game overall today, and it wasn't a pretty game necessarily. A little more like the Belen matchup, and it was just kind of had to sludge through it a little bit. But the Tigers came away with the win, and that's the most important part. They're 4-1 on the season. Tigers are a win away through 5 games from matching their win total from last year, and they played pretty much the same teams that they played last year. They're not a whole lot different in that mix. 16 points for Scott Mullen, 3 3-pointers, and most of them coming at crucial Tigers in the second half. 11 points for Yvonne Bernal and for Harlan Gilbert. 7 points for Davion 5 for Grayson Kaler. 3 points for Gabriel Marquez and Adrian Herrera, and a pair for Clavon Spencer. Brandon Montanez had an excellent game. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. He had 20 for the Rockets, and Noah Reese had 16, all of that in the second half for Goddard. So pretty impressive from his side. All right, that's going to do it from here. Again, want to mention the Tularosa girls, winners tonight at the Lady Lion Classic. They take home 3rd place. Alamogordo girls are playing at 6 o'clock tonight. So may have just tipped off. They're probably starting late as well. Tournament time is what you expect. The Tularosa boys lost to Robertson today. The Powcroft boys fell to Chaparral. Mescalero Apache girls are probably playing right now against Tucumcari for the championship of the Santa Rosa Lady Lion Classic. And I want to mention that got some results from the White Sands Slam today. And boy, there's a lot of different stuff in here. Let me see if I can get all in the cheer division. We'll go with the high school stuff. Co-ed game day, Alamogordo finished first. Deming was second. The JV girls. About getting cut off, folks. Not sure where I got cut off at. I think we came back from the break and we were okay. Mentioning again, Scott Mullen 16, Yvonne Bernal 11, Harlan Gilbert had 11. The Border girls playing Apache tonight at the Gallup tournament. The Tularosa girls were winners today against Santa Rosa. Mescalero Apache girls will play Tucumcari for that Santa Rosa tournament championship. Cloudcroft boys lost to Chaparral. The Tularosa boys ended up falling to Robertson in the consolation championship of the West Las Vegas tournament. And the White Sands Slam Alamogordo cheer finished first in their game day division. Co-ed game day finished first there. And a lot of other results we'll make sure we throw to you guys as well. We'll put that up on the Facebook page, ESPN Alamogordo Facebook page. And we'll also hopefully have some swimming results for you either tomorrow or on Monday. Alamogordo swimming went to Carlsbad. Okay, we're going to sign out of here. And again, the Alamogordo Tigers, 3rd place finishers at the Capital City Tournament here in Santa Fe. And again, your final score, the Tigers 61, the Goddard Rockets 53. So long, so now.
listening to ESPN Alamogordo 103.7, Southern New Mexico's sports leader, KNMZ Alamogordo.